Sheriff Arpaio. How we used to
Arpaio.
Arpaio. That's how I pronounced it when I was in Arizona. Whether that's correct or not, who knows? Here's a question.
Well, sometimes foreign or Latin or names are difficult, whether they're in French, Spanish, or Italian. I mean, you got to think the word through, and you got to see it. It's not a name that you usually keep in your vocabulary commonly, so to speak.
Here's another question from Chris, and she's got a couple of options here of which way you believe you will see things unfolding here. The first option is a market crash over the next 2 to 4 weeks. Will the dollar at least temporarily rally and take the commodities down with it, just like last year? Or option number 2, market crashes over the next 2 to 4 weeks and takes the dollar down with it as people sell off and buy gold? Or is there a wild card? The stock market never crashes, continues to rally, and we have a major currency crisis which results in dollar devaluation, and then asset prices have a mother of all rallies. And this scenario assumes that the stock market nominal prices will rally due to inflation.
Well, first of all, it's hard to predict. I think the market is topping out. I have for the last 500 points, and which doesn't mean a lot. In a stock, it might mean 1 point. Collectively, it's more potent. But the market is up against earnings, and they're not going to be there, no matter how much liquidity there is. And we're going to see a correction. How fast and how deep, I don't know, but it's coming. Just be patient. And eventually we're going to go down, if we're lucky, to 2,800 to 4,200 on the Dow. And you can take that to the bank if it's still there. And as far as, again, timing, forget it. We are not going to see a repeat of 2008 when everything went down. That was a seminal event. That was a great change in what is going on. It only happened because the money lines were pulled in from the hedge funds. And, of course, there's probably half the number of hedge funds that there was 2 years ago, or maybe 3/4. I don't have those figures, but an awful lot of them have gone out of business, and big ones, too. And that deleveraging is over and won't happen again. The only people who are leveraged right now are the banks and the brokerage houses. And the brokerage houses are usually quick to be able to deleverage themselves. So they have, and they're better at it. And they'll probably be able to bail fairly well. But the banks won't. And the banks, which have leverage of 40 times their underlying assets. 40 times. That's down from 16, 70. And that's all that garbage in their books, and they're going to have to start writing it off next year. That's next year is going to be a horrible year for the market. And historically, congressional election years have been horrible. 9 out of 10 times, so get ready for it. And so we're going to see the markets down. We're not going to see them down for the same reason. We're not going to see commodities down to any great degree, and we're certainly not going to see gold and silver down, because the pressure to throw the baby out with the bathwater to get rid of leverage is gone, and it's not going to happen again. And that's why people come and buy the International Forecaster and listen to your program, Melody, so they'll know what's going on, what's really going on. You listen to these mainline pundits, they say, oh, when the market is down again, everything's going down. That's not true. They're wrong. And they're always wrong. It's just like recently, 95% of, quote, experts, what did they say? They said gold's going down to 800 or 900 or wherever it was going. They were all wrong. And they're wrong again and again and again and again. They're idiots. And that's a fact. They're all trying to make a living on their newsletter by saying outrageous things that some of them know probably won't happen, but they're willing to take the risk because that industry is so under pressure. And, of course, economists and analysts, they can't tell the truth anyway. They lose their job. So that's the end of that. So gold's going to go up. Commodities are going to hold their own and may go higher. They've already had a pretty good run. And, that's exempting any unusual circumstances, untoward events such as a nuclear war or something. Because we have a Nobel Peace Prize winner as our president, and he's not going to let that happen. Of course, he's one of the biggest warmongers of all time, because he's going to increase the troops in Afghanistan to 500,000, including 200,000 mercenaries. So that's what we're looking at. And so don't be fooled by this dingbat rhetoric that you hear out there, because they don't know what they're talking about.
Are there any countries that are going to be going with him in supplying troops, or are we there all our own?
No, it's just us.
Just us.
Oh, there are other UN troops. There, Germans, and I don't know who else is there, but there are others. I know the German public up and out don't want their troops there. And the British, I think, essentially have pulled most of their people out, if not all. And so now the poppy fields have to be guarded by just Americans, so the CIA can get rich.
As usual. 800-375-4188 for your complimentary issue to the International Forecaster. And, of course, for all your gold and silver coins here at Discount Gold and Silver. We have all kinds of gold. We have all your bullion coins are available. I saw where they're now beginning to reissue the Buffalo, but in proof only. I have lots of calls for that. Folks just better off buying 1-ounce gold eagles, maple leaves, or Krugerrands, or the most requested, the most sold, and I believe the most desirable. Silver, 90% silver eagles. If you want bullion, you buy bullion rounds. You can pick up some bars that are available. Product is readily available, but again, like in the $20 gold pieces, the numismatic, you have people coming in and buying 200-300 coins at a time. It is the start, I feel, to where products become difficult to acquire. It isn't yet, and I'm not saying that it is, so don't mishear me. But it's when you see those types of orders coming through, that part's not far behind. 800.
I heard other dealers say that too.
Yeah. 800.
It's starting to pick up.
800-375-4188. We'll be back. Alfred Adask will be joining you here tomorrow, and Bob and I will be back on Wednesday. So until then, be safe, take care, and God bless. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.